Koei Tecmo's really well known for their RPGs, and this one is not one to miss. Blue Reflection. It's a story about a girl who becomes I guess you call it a
Mahou Shoujo.
That's
yes.
the right one. Or a magical girl.
Magical schoolgirl, basically. And so she's a magical schoolgirl. Look, you're trying to tell me this is different from Koei Tecmo, but then you tell me she's a magical schoolgirl. Like, come on, it's Koei Tecmo. Like,
no, but like, there's actually not that many out there that's modern. A lot of them have been like it's been about like
historical
10 years since I guess one that's set in a modern actual theme. There's a lot that are set into like Italia kind of fantasy themes and stuff like that. This one's set in a high school, a modern theme.
So like an actual grounded in reality kind of theme.
Kind of like that, except there's magic. and like
so
there's some dark
magic, right.
There's dark demons and stuff like that. But it's more very much based around the story because it's set in a high school, because it's Mahou Shoujo, slice of life kind of thing like that. It's interesting in the sense that like it's more about how you actually go around and I guess talking to other people, and it's more Persona style gameplay wise rather than I guess a standard like Italia RPG.
But Koei Tecmo are good at that. Koei Tecmo are good at taking existing formulas that have worked well, putting their own unique spin on it, and it's still being a good enough game. So I'm like Neo is them saying, we like Dark Souls, but we also made Ninja Gaiden, hey. So, you know what I mean? Like, so they are good at taking existing styles of existing games and going, let's put our twist on it. Let's see how we can make that kind of game.
That, and as well as the gameplay itself. They're not about like, talking to other girls because, you're...
whatever, man, I don't judge. Like,
but the gameplay itself... The gameplay itself, when you're actually battling these magical demon monster things, it's surprisingly interesting because they've added a few new flares to it. It's very much Final Fantasy X with like the whole, you can interrupt people's turns, make that like longer, and so you can take more turns yourself. As well as there's a kind of like almost, how would you put it, like Bravely Default system where you can actually take an extra turn. And then on top of that, the way the leveling system works is not actually based about combat and like XP through that. It's based around doing side quests.
Which you do love.
Yes, I do.
You do love a good side quest. So I guess that is the question though. Like, what you've described to me is a waifu Koei Tecmo game. And don't get me wrong,
okay, it's true.
We are big waifu Koei Tecmo fans. Explain to me why this does stand out. Explain to me why people should play this over one of the other ones.
Character design.
Okay.
Character design, because it's set in a more of, I guess, realist world.
Quote unquote.
Quote unquote. Like, it's very well done with character design. The one thing I'd say you try not to look at is maybe like the ear. They don't just try not to notice.
Ears are hard.
Ears are hard, but it's also like they try to stick it on afterwards.
Ears are hard.
But the character design themselves are really, really nice. Like the magical costumes that they transform into and the transform animations.
Hey man, who doesn't like magical schoolgirls and transforming the costumes?
This is a Kenny game. That's basically it. This is a Kenny game.
That's the end of the review. This is a Kenny game. That's all we need.